What is happening in Ethiopia? What is happening in Addis Ababa? See, this is a beautiful city, like the new lights and the roads and the pathways and the bicycle lane, like all these beautiful things. But many people are also saying on the other side that is happening, like people are homeless, people do not have food, people do not have water, all these different things. And the fact that this is a painting on a decoration this is more like a decoration. And I'm keen to have the discussion today on what is actually happening in Addis Ababa and also what is happening in other cities. Because apparently I hear that all these new developments and these changes that have come in the course of the last 4 months only exist within Addis Ababa. I'm keen for us to discuss this matter even as we get to the new face of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. I really love this new change, but we are here to address the reality of it, the truth, the other side, to hear what you guys have to say. That is this just lights and you have darkness in your house? Is this just beauty and some people are homeless elsewhere? Let's get into this discussion. It's gonna be fun. Keep watching, watch till the end. Subscribe to this channel if it is your first time. Welcome as we explore Addis Ababa and give our opinion and thoughts on this whole matter. What is really happening in Ethiopia? Okay, scratch that. I mean, like, what is really happening in Addis Ababa? Welcome to this beautiful reaction that we are gonna be seeing the beautiful streets of Addis Ababa. Fun fact is realizing and learning that there's new waterfalls within the city of Addis Ababa, like beautiful lights, as we were able to see on our previous reaction. But this has brought a lot of discussions, a lot of opinions, different views of people, and that is what you're going to be discussing today. So as you leave a comment in the comment section down below, give me a breakdown of what you think is actually the reality of what is going on beyond what the media is showing, beyond what bloggers like me or you are showing, but the reality of what it is. What I mean is in terms of how is this affecting our lives, what are the impacts that are caused by all these new changes that are going on. In the meantime, I'm gonna share with you some of the things that people have to say. I, as a foreigner looking from outside, seeing this development and this new advancement of this city, I feel it's a plus for the country. But apparently, so many of you are having different opinions. Some are in support of this and some are not. Well, tell me, this is so beautiful to have a place where we can go see flamingos. This is beautiful, even for like kids to experience this. Amazing. Anyway, someone says, at least now we have a beautiful capital city, with the laughter that makes me question, is that genuinely what you're saying? Then someone says, the small building below the Chamber of Commerce, I wish it could be a restaurant. Maybe the working hands be strong and blessed. I'm keen to know, guys, I said this in my previous video that I'm looking forward to visiting Ethiopia so I can see this for myself, so that because so much has changed, it's so crazy. It is very beautiful. It does not feel the same vibe. It looks more cleaner. It looks more organized. It just looks like a modernized city, and I can't wait to be able to come and see for myself. Someone says, thank you, God, who overthrew the TPLF, man and hero Abiy, but we expect a lot from our Abiy. Then someone says, the officials of TPLF will never understand this wonderful thing, which I feel that's now on a political perspective that I'm not sure we're getting into right now. But wait, I'm really excited, especially about the creation of a very large roadside public car park and a decent free roadside public playground for children. Yeah, that's exciting. And also more things to see and to do within this city. Why did you cross the other side when you reach the building? Well, so annoying. We want to see both the good and the bad, and what the bad part of this. And that's why the question of today is, what is the bad things that you would say? Hey, you're only showing the good parts. Hey, you're only showing the lights. What is the bad things? Let's discuss about the reality, not only on what looks good, but on the reality on how this serves us. This is giving me the perspective of thinking about some things can appear good in one way, like if you're only able to see an image but you don't know what is going on, in behind that. And I'm keen to know. I hear there are some people that were displaced. I don't know if that's true. I have no evidence of this, and now I'm keen to hear from Ethiopians, from different people. Before I sit here and I'm singing of how beautiful this is, I'd also be keen to know. But based on what I had been told, I'm told it's not from debt. It is from the Prime Minister's businesses, and that's how he was able to do this, as well as his smart moves. Well, first, it should be acknowledged that the infamous Ethiopian leader is focusing on decorating the capital, Addis Ababa, when he should prioritize establishing security in the country. Currently, it is not safe enough to travel from the capital to neighboring towns. Citizens cannot afford to eat a meal a day, and the unemployment rate among the youth is alarmingly high. Is this true? Would you say because of the making of this, or is it a preference of before you advance the roads and how everything looks, you should provide food? Let me know. Yeah, the country is plagued by war and ethnic conflict. Despite this, the infamous and ineffective government is more concerned with decorating the leader's palace, parks, and the capital city. That is someone's opinion. And someone says, why are they walking on the bike lane? Police should enforce to keep the bike lane open. That makes me feel like, like sometimes we are torn between what is right and what is wrong, what should be done, what should not be done. Strips of light everywhere, not impressed. So, okay, I hear you. Someone else says a good job. Then another one says they made it look like a butcher shop with Christmas lights. Wow, guys, what is your opinion? What are you thinking? Are you thinking this is amazing, this is nice? Look at how easy we can walk in the streets with all this light, it just looks beautiful. If you ask me, I still feel a Christmas vibe based on these videos that I'm watching, like that festive season. But also it just makes you feel safe compared to how the city used to look like before. Makes you feel like, you can lounge, you can rest with your friends and storytell as you watch the sky, the blue sky, well, even in the dark. This is beautiful. If I was to be asked, this is beautiful. Anyway, a big shout out to the vlogger that was going on the street showing us, easy life. I'm just, how different is this town? You see, like there's a bike area, a walking path, the road, everything is just going on. People are chilling. You can see young people, you can see older people, women, you can see men just coexisting, even children at night taking a walk. So let me react to some of your comments and some of the things that you guys had to say, especially as we answer on matters like I am paid by the government or I do not know what's going on. So let's get into some of that. Someone says, beautiful Ethiopia. My wife's family is there. I'll be back in September. Betam Toro. Betam Toro means very good. Yes, I agree with you. All you see has been built over the last 4 months. I am a witness how this city changed with quality in a short time. And this is encouraging. This for an African space makes me feel like, wow, this is nice to think that if we decided as a nation, we decided as a continent, and even as a Black people to work on the things that we need to work to advance our own spaces, our own way of living, our own lifestyle, and even our country, everything, it would only take a small amount of time if only our leaders would play the right part that they need to play. For this to have happened within the last 4 months, I salute the action. We can question other things, but the idea of that all this was converted within the last 4 months, amazing. Thanks to Dr. Abiy, the greatest visionary leader of our time. A makeup doesn't cure a sickness, it's someone's response. And some of this I find interesting, and that's why I want us to talk beyond the makeup, let's get deeper into the sickness with more clarity on what is the sickness. You are right, we knew who is sick is you. Anyway, let me also take a minute to tell you about this channel. This channel is called Desta React. It is where I, Desta, have an opinion, or I want to give a contribution to the things that are going on within the African continent, within us as Black people. And with that, I mean anyone that associates themselves as an African or a Black person, or we are melanated and we relate with the same struggles, the same fights that are very common in the global perspective. And on this channel, we deal with the stereotypes and the realities of that. And being able to see Ethiopia going through this change, I'm happy to share with you. As you all know by now, I place Ethiopia at a very close place in my heart. Anyway, Ethiopia government is very productive and needs encouragement. What a progress. Wow. Yes. Well, on this part, I would agree. When I was researching about economic growth based on what has been shown to be economic growth, and one of them that was showing about, it was about the poor countries within Africa. And I think if you go back 15 years ago, Ethiopia was always on the list of poor countries, and seeing it get out and, like progression, and even people talking about how it has advanced and things like this, I am happy to witness this. Not to say that just because now you've made this is a way of saying you've improved infrastructure, whether you think the road serves you or it doesn't serve you, or the light serves you or it doesn't serve you. Nice, keep African great again. Okay, someone says, yes, wonderful. Our beautiful Kenyan sister for showing us our beloved, beautiful Addis Ababa. Well, a big shout out to the Ethiopian that was documenting the experience. And I was like, let's give this more life. And said, Desta, you're smart and beautiful. Do keep it up, please, sister. Thank you very much. I take the compliment. Desta, you're all the best as always. By the way, don't listen to those people who politicize the renovations of Addis Ababa. We have never seen such a city development in our country, which is true. Then someone says, we know you very well who you are, our neighbor, parasitic and flattering government. And I feel like I need to say it now that we have come to a place that we are able to separate between our government and our political parties within a country away from the people. Like, you cannot question me or point out an individual because of the government or the choices that the government of that country has decided to do. Is there an influence on that? Yes, but do you know what is their opinion and choice on the matter? Very important to clarify. But anyway, Desta sister, Ethiopia will always be your home. Thank you very much. Always appreciate the hospitality and kindness of Ethiopians. Beautiful Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Not to mention, we have 2 smart cities under construction as we speak, plus $6 billion airport on the way. Wow, that's amazing. Brand new stadium almost completed, and even Bahda is improving and renovating itself. And yet we always have those people who don't even live in Ethiopia complaining we don't have a light, people are starving, this and that, yapping and clowning the government. All they do is complain and cry. Ethiopia is moving forward. They talk, the government builds. Big difference. Wow, I cannot wait to see these projects come to life, especially by saying of $6 billion airport. But of course, I don't want to be wowed by just how these figures would look like, and how like these big things will look big. The thing is, I'm wowed on the whole idea and perspective of our narrative changing, like our story of, when you think about Ethiopia, when you think about Addis Ababa, I'm happy to think about Ethiopia or Addis Ababa as the land of lights that you can walk on the night, than to think of it as the land of the unsafe. Or not to mean it was, but also I want the change of the narrative. And this, for sure, whether you like it or not, does improve the narrative of the country, which is really amazing. And also to hear someone say that other towns are actually also improving and being renovated. An example given here is Bahda. It's very encouraging to mean that, it's not just Addis Ababa. These things are not just happening in Addis Ababa, but are happening elsewhere. And I look forward to a time that other towns will have a similarity with how advanced the capital city is. Because basically, as someone said previously, if you're talking about Ethiopia, you do not only mean Addis Ababa, you mean other places. Like, another example would be, if you mention Kenya, you're not only meaning Nairobi, like there's many other towns. Anyway, yes, Addis Ababa has really changed. It's really inspiring to see new projects and people making a difference. Thank you for sharing. Desta has really matured and mellowed with wisdom and confidence. You're welcome again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I am keen that if God grants me a chance to come to see this beautiful country one more time, I want to come with a not biased mentality, not even from my experience previously, but to have a whole new experience of this amazing country, from the people, from the food, from the culture, everything. It is exciting anytime I think about Ethiopia, and I'm grateful because of the impact that it had on me, that actually as a people, we can be so proud of our culture, we can be so proud about our food, about our language, about how we do life, about our lifestyle. And this is one takeaway that I'll forever appreciate about this beautiful country called Ethiopia. Anyway, someone else says, love, 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 love. It is a different Addis Ababa, prettier, separate walks, separate bicycle lanes, a lot of fountains that light up at night with different colors. Oof. Kids just get overexcited and jump in the pools to have fun. Afrocentric arts, buildings, museum. Ethiopia is one of the few countries in the world that has successfully implemented free meals for school. Oh, we didn't talk about this. Free meals for school age children, so mothers can go to work. The poor, elders, disabled citizens also get free meals. I feel like these are some of the... If I can't stand on grounds of evidence of this being true, but I feel like if this is true, it's things that we don't talk about more. I feel like we easily are inclined to talk about, hey, we don't have this, we do not have the other, you know, and it's high time we also acknowledge when some action is happening. Yeah. Anyway, and that's why I'm so grateful with this conversation or this video that we are doing today. Then they say thousands of unhoused street people have been relocated to new apartments, largely funded from sales of Abyss books and private businesses and donors. As Africans, we can achieve more than what others think of Africa. Africa has the human capital, the resources, minerals, agricultural, wildlife. We just need smart people, focused, recent leadership, determination. We thank you, Desta. I really enjoyed your video. Good job, keep it up. Thank you very much. And I agree with you on Africa has everything. Like Africa, we just need to maximize on all that we have and we'll be in a better place. Okay, then someone has finally decided, you know what, let's get all the blab out, you know, like you guys saying this is all beautiful and stuff like this. Let's talk, let's get deep, you know. Then someone says, what a beautiful strategy, taking from the people's house to light the city. I'm clapping for you. I'm assuming that's almost sarcastic. Yeah, perfect. They obviously don't care if the people live without light and water at home to cook or do their basic activities in complete darkness. It only matters that the city is shining. Then I actually requested, I'd love to hear more from this perspective. And then someone else responded, all residents in the developed have gotten compensation and relocated. Some people are just so negative, and in Ethiopia, out of 120 million of us, there are few of them. Whew, you can easily ask the locals. Okay, someone else says, you can easily ask the locals. There is water and electricity deficiency. I can say most areas of the city, for example, Bolebulbula, people have to buy water with tank to store and use it for everything. Water only comes 2 days within a week. Okay, then someone also continues to say, what's the point of decorating the city if the people are struggling in their homes to do their work? I'm not against change or development, but look at it as like I'm feeding my neighbors without me even having a single bread for a bite. And that leads me to thinking, who are these neighbors that we could be talking about in this perspective? Like, does this neighbor mean the people that have been contracted to do this job of putting the city looking this good? You know, you made it 2 days. It is actually once a week, even arriving at night and leaving in the morning before I wake up. Well, I hear you. So I feel like there's still need for like people to work, like the government to work on provision of water, provision of lights in people's homes. Oof, what is the point if the town is full of light while people are sleeping on empty stomach? The government should take care of the people first. But what are these meals that someone else has said meals are being provided for the kids? Also, as a nation, I look forward to when, as Africans, we will stop thinking about codependency, dependency, not codependency, dependency, not to mean that it shouldn't exist, but the idea of I'm just gonna be waiting for the government to do this or that. I know there's a place for that. I'm not saying there's no place for the government, but I'm saying on a place of us as individuals taking action on the matter as well. Well, the concept that I'm sharing now is more on no one is coming to save you. We have to save ourselves. Learning this fact will help us get to a better place, be it the government, be it us as individuals. Anyway, someone says, I always admire your positive energy. Thank you, dear Desta. I'm usually following from Addis Ababa. Thank you very much. Our query to our government is to give all due attention to all indicators. What an amazing, beautiful city. I agree with you. It is all glitter from the outside. Inside, it is the most fantastical ghetto you ever seen. I am from that city. Is this true? Really? I can't wait to come and see. The difference is clearly visible. Seeing is believing. I sure will come and see for myself so I am able to believe. Hi, that's a long time no see. Welcome. Thank you very much. Oh, well, if you didn't know, I have another main channel that's called Queen Desta where I post other videos. So if you're coming from that channel, yes, welcome to Desta Reacts. Here we react on the things that are going on within our community and how it affects us as our people and how we can also unite and get to a better place. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe as we continue seeing the beautiful Addis Ababa. Yeah, without building, Abiy has been busy painting and decorating the city. Addis was built before Abiy came to power. My question is, would you buy a doll or toy to your children when they are telling you they are hungry or when they have little to wear? Nice question. What a beautiful presentation of Bole Road. By the way, how did you get the name Desta? Okay, how I got the name Desta. My real name is Damaris. That means happiness. So Desta. Desta means happiness in Ethiopia. If we had agreed like this, Africa would not have been plaything for the Arabs today. Thank you for introducing Africa. You're welcome. Ignorance is the source of all evil, war, and poverty. How is the life state of most Addis Ababa? I would be keen to hear from Addis Ababians on how is their stay before we get a chance to, go back to Ethiopia and get our own experience or see for ourselves or observe, Then someone actually says, are you sure this is Ethiopia? Actually, as Ethiopia is a political capital of Africa, she has to be somehow beautiful, but she has to work on software matters. She has to do a lot on her human capital. The problem in Addis is no one speaks either English or French. As capital of Africa, the dwellers are supposed to be multilingual. Comment this, I appreciate. I feel like when I think about this, I hear where you're coming from, but when I think about other countries, for example in Europe, that have succeeded without English or French, so why not us? Anyway, looks like Ethiopia is no longer a third world country. Yes, let mainstream media in the USA claim half of the population. Ethiopia is poor and starving to death. I see they are lying about that. I also do know Ethiopia have the most beautiful women in the world. I really want to come and visit, but I can't find the tour guide to speak English. I just got back from Tanzania. I always wanted to come to Ethiopia, just can't find a tour guide. There's so many tour guides, don't worry. If you want me to give you I do create itineraries, so reach out in the comment section down below and I'll sure get back to you. My email is as well as down there. Oof. Not America, because no city in the US is that clean. So what Ethiopia is not only Addis Ababa, show us ghetto areas too. But can we also learn to appreciate some progress? For example, this city is clean, literally. Like, I know we can be talking about other things. We can be talking about we don't have food, we don't have meals. But this place is beautiful. All that it has taken for the first, quote-unquote, first-class countries to do is to have one clean area, then they will tell you this is the first world country. Yeah, we can go on a back-to-back discussion about this, but being able to see this for sure, then now finally we are having the first world country perspective of you as you look at it. Well, but you don't have anything to eat. Why don't you have anything to eat? We need facilities that reduce unemployment, not decoration. We need security and peace. Fair governmental administration, peace of loving each other. Decorations cannot improve my life. Therefore, it is nothing to me. Let's look at it this way. Like, if I have 5 tasks that I'm expected to do. Number 1, decoration. Number 2, create meals. Number 3, provide water. Number 4, create employment. Number 5, something else. Yeah, at least one is done. I'm not saying let's accept the point of the leadership from a point of they just did this one and then let's be so proud of it. I'm saying we can still continue keeping our leaders accountable on other matters that they are supposed to do and still appreciate what is currently happening. Are you paid by the government? I wish I was paid, because I would happily come and tell you guys I am paid, and that's why I have my opinion on liking what is going on. But unfortunately, I am not paid. I am just here airing my opinion and appreciating our country. Look, double bass. These are good things. Travel outside your country, then maybe you will appreciate it. I'm challenging you. Go to another country. Then you'll come back and say, wow, we have a beautiful city. Truth be told, is Ethiopia only Addis Ababa? Talk about how they need to focus on the country's south, north, east, west. It is sad how they live, so please don't even talk about. I'm coming, I promise. Now I'm more triggered to come visit and see how are people living, so I can just stop not talking only. I'm an Ethiopian raised and grow in Addis Ababa. I think you're a little exaggerating stuffs, my sweet. Okay, I think you didn't know much about recent development. I'm still living in Addis Ababa, that I'm sure where you're not from. Go watch videos of Singapore, then come back to write me a comment. I hear you, and the good thing is to say this is not a city in Singapore, and I was not even comparing to the same place, but I hear you. Oh, millions are starving and dying, sister. And as I've said, we still need to continue we still need to continue keeping accountable our leaders. Not to say because I'm appreciating that this looks good, not to say it does not mean that our leaders should not be kept accountable. Kicking the poor people out of the city, demolishing their home, and building such kind of parks, for me, it's bullshit. When I say that place, those poor people are coming in my mind, carrying their belongings, standing in the rain and crying nowhere to go. You cannot eradicate poverty by pushing the poor out of the city. For you, it's like for you, it's like Dubai or America. For us, it is hell. And even when I said this is not Dubai, this is not America, I want it to come from a place of I am happy it is not Dubai, I am happy it is not America, I'm happy it is Addis Ababa, in a point that it can be perceived this way. Anyway, then that's your side of history. What about your side of story? This rubbish project, which is destroyed in one day rain, that's your side of the story. Is it destroyed in one day rain? Jeez. I appreciate your advocacy for those poor people kicking out of their homes, but be honest with your concerns. Do you think these people are kicked out and deserted? Do you believe generations should continue living in sanitary environment as it's been for the last 1 century? How come you accept that metropolitan city in the world live with shameful environment where people urinate under the buildings? Didn't you see the riverside and along some roads in Addis Ababa are full of waste? Hadn't you noticed kids playing in these dirty places? Please try to be mindful. Just because you hate the system doesn't prove your advocacy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, let's continue advocating for the people that are supposed to do some specific things. They continue doing what they are supposed to be doing. But let's appreciate the one thing that has happened. Not to give and say, wow, you did the most, but appreciate that there's this beautiful, good-looking place. Anyway, some people are still, it's a tricky place that I'm put in. Like, I want to really say this looks good, but people don't seem to be happy with it at the same time. Some people are happy with it, and I'm keen to continue on hearing what you guys have to say. I'm from Ethiopia. This is a bad city development because this development is to cover the bad side of Western pupae government. Ethiopia is in continuous war for the past 6 years. Still, we are in war. Government even have a plan to start new war with Somalia, Eritrea, and Tigray just because of the ongoing war with Amhara. Abiy is unable to start new war. We Ethiopians are around 120 million in population. Capital city have around 5 million people. A development only in one city and only in center of the city cannot represent Ethiopia. That is fake development. Stupid African YouTubers are covering these city center developments, only they don't go outside capital city. If they do, they may be killed too. YouTube want to create content and get money only. The reality is, Ethiopian government is the only government who have ethnic constitution in the world and the only government who buy drones to bomb his people. No one else in the world. Building road and planting trees is nothing for us. We don't want Oromo government in our country. Ethiopia is created by Amhara. Now, even before I continue, I feel like, first of all, you need to also first rise from the ethnic perspective of what should be ruling the country or not ruling the country. Like, I wish we were talking about this is what this person has done in comparison to this other person has done. And not to disagree with you, I'm only just here to say we cannot take away the credit of this, Then, of course, someone else still has the concept of how much have I been paid, and even someone saying, that we're doing this to be paid. Guys, I could give you an example. This channel is not even monetized from the first place, so there's no way I'm doing this to make money. I am just very impressed on how progressive Ethiopia is. And can we take a moment to also appreciate who you called the stupid Africans? Let me see, is that the word that you use? Yeah, let me find it, 1 minute. Stupid African YouTubers. Let me tell you something. Let me just take a minute to educate you about the stupid African YouTubers. They are acting as the current media people that are able to show you the reality of what is going on in different places. And even as Africans, you avoid being biased, and therefore you're more vulnerable to give the reality of what is going on. Or so we try here and there, and that's how you're able to speak out, whether agree or disagree with whatever is going on. Anyway, I'm only here to say I'm impressed. As Queen Desta, as Desta Reacts, as Damaris Jenga, I'm impressed with how beautiful this city looks like. I am impressed. If I saw this, think about even tourism. It is based on how you see the city. When you see photos and stuff like this, you feel, I want to go there. If you send me these videos of this ongoing, new developed Addis Ababa, I really want to go visit Addis Ababa. It feels safe. It looks safe. It appears safe. It maybe could not be as safe as it looks, but it looks, come visit me. It is clean. It's very evident that it's clean. Anyway, thank you very much for your comments in my previous video. It really pushed me to feel like I should book my flight and go experience this for myself. Not only to see this beauty, like to see beyond the beauty, to see, okay, now we're talking about people who have been displaced. How does that situation look like? Just so that we continue informing ourselves, we continue being educated, and we continue being aware, even as we continue advocating for the right things for us as Africans. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that time coming. Support this channel. Let's grow. If you want to see me one day being on the streets and giving you facts based on what is going on in reality in different cities, not just in Addis Ababa. And as you said, thank you on that person that said about the stupid African travel YouTubers. And I want to tell you that I proudly have gone to different cities within this beautiful country called Ethiopia. Anyway, I look forward to a time that we'll be able to do that again, and we can bring to our screens the reality of what is going on within the country. And as I've said, I'm not taking away keeping accountable of someone who was supposed to do 10 things and did 1 thing or 2 things. They still continue to be kept accountable on the things that they were supposed to do. And now when I think about the 4 months, I'm still impressed on how much change can happen within a very short time. And I can't stop thinking about if we all agreed as a continent that it is our time, like within a year, we would have changed so much. We would rise beyond even the debts that we have. We would rise beyond all the differences we have, beyond the wars that we have, if only we decided. So let's take a minute to just applaud the 1 step as we await for the 90 more to happen. Okay? Anyway, guys, end this video here. If you have a video that you would want me to react to, please be sure to link it. I'm gonna leave a link in the description box, and you can click on it and send it to me. I'll be happy to react to the video and see what's going on. I think even from this, if you're still watching up to this part, thank you very much, because I want to go find a video about the airport renovation that I've seen, as well as the electric vehicles that I've seen are coming up in Addis Ababa and in Ethiopia, and let's get the discussion going. This conversation, as much as someone would say that our intentions are not right, these conversations need to be there so we can be aware, even as we accept some things, even as we say no to some things. How is it affecting our lives? How is it impacting our lives? And what changes can be done? Anyway, guys, I had fun seeing this walk. I had fun enjoying and giving a commentary on this conversation, and I will see you on the next one. For now, let's call it a day. Bye.